The best photographs Lena had ever taken were sitting in a folder on her desktop. She hadn't shown them to anyone. She wasn't sure she could. Not because they were inappropriate. They weren't. They were just honest. And honesty, she had found, was harder to share than anything else. He'd come recommended by a gallery in the East Quarter, a sculptor looking for a professional portrait, a headshot for an upcoming show. Nothing elaborate, 2 hours, natural light, black and white, the kind of session she did 12 times a year without thinking about it. His name was Daniel. He arrived on a Tuesday afternoon in October, when the light through her studio windows was the color of old honey. She noticed, first, that he was uncomfortable in front of a lens. Most people were, but they performed ease. He didn't bother performing anything. He sat in the chair she offered him and looked directly at her camera with an expression that said, "I'm here. I don't know what to do with that. Neither do you, probably." She liked him immediately for it. She started shooting. He was a difficult subject. He resisted every pose she suggested, not out of stubbornness, but because nothing felt natural to him, and he couldn't pretend otherwise. So she stopped suggesting. She put on music, low, instrumental, something with strings, and simply waited. They talked about his work, about the difficulty of making something physical in an age that preferred the digital, about whether art was allowed to be beautiful anymore, or whether beauty had become suspect. He had strong opinions. He changed them mid-sentence when she challenged him. She liked that too. Somewhere in the second hour, the session stopped being work. She wasn't sure when it happened. Perhaps when he laughed at something she said and she caught it, that precise, unguarded moment, without thinking, just reflex and instinct, the shutter clicking before she'd made any conscious decision. Perhaps when he leaned forward to look at the camera's preview screen, and his shoulder was close enough to hers that she was aware of the exact distance between them. The light was changing. The studio was warm. She kept shooting. He asked to see the photos before he left. She showed him 3, the safe ones, the clean, professional portraits. He studied them for a long moment. "These are good," he said. "Yes," she agreed. He didn't ask to see the rest. She didn't offer. He thanked her, put on his jacket, and left in the way that people leave when they know an afternoon has been something and aren't sure what to do with that knowledge. She sat in the quiet studio for a long time after the door closed. When she finally went through the full session, all 240 frames, she found what she'd suspected. The last 40 minutes were extraordinary. Every shot had it, that particular charge that comes when 2 people are paying very close attention to each other and both know it. His eyes in half the frames were not on the lens. They were on her. She sent him the 3 professional portraits the following morning. He received a short thank you and payment, and that was that. She never saw him again. She entered the other photographs, the real ones, the ones that were almost too much to look at, in a portrait competition the following spring. She won. In the artist's statement she was asked to write, she described the session as a study in attention. The judges called it the most intimate series of the year. She never used his full name in the caption, just Daniel, October, natural light. She thought that was probably enough.